781-892-4956.
So it was a formula, right? So just put it as the money making formula, right? The FRX money making formula. Okay, so this is where people, when they're looking at their MT.
Hey, everybody, it's Greg. How you doing? Hope everybody's good. Welcome to the Friday night session, Smart Money Concepts, Smart Money Fundamentals. We are going to get started again. Thank you and welcome everybody. I wanted to talk tonight about I guess the topic for tonight, I should say, is managing your trade. And please, if I could just ask each of you all, just kind of be mindful of muting your phone so we don't get any background noise and such as you're joining but if you have a question, please feel free to unmute at that time. But anyways, we're going to talk about managing the trade. I wanted to kind of get into that last week, didn't find a time, but here's the thing, I guess it really prompts me to talk about this a lot, or at least more often, is I get a lot of questions, a lot of comments from people about getting in trades, and I guess how it was put to me, I get into trade, or how come I get into trades and then the trade starts out one way and then ends up another, meaning that, you know, I guess it might start out in profit and then go into the negative. And I guess the question for a lot of people is, you know, what do I do, or why does that occur, et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to address some of that in this session and just share with you some of the things that I've learned to do in the way of managing trades once they get underway. So, all right. So let me share my screen. Okay. So we're looking at a lot of stuff. Let me get a clean. Oh, first of all, let's do this. Let's do this. Let me talk a little bit about the Telegram, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so my daughter got out the car, dropped her key down the sewer. Yeah, you know, what are you gonna do? But we got a backup, so she get a key. But you know, that's like getting into that trade and, you know, it going the wrong way, right? You got to manage that. You know, you gotta have a backup plan, and so that's really what we're gonna talk about tonight, backup plan. But anyways, I wanted to start in the with the Telegram. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big, well, I guess fan is not the right word, but I don't use the Telegram for trade signals. Nothing wrong with it. I don't. I trade with my mentor, Manny Q, and then a couple other mentors. But and in that, I have, to me, the advantage of being able to understand the trades that I get into, and I got to share that too, huh? Understanding the trades that I get into, and then that gives me the ability to be able to then understand better those trades that I'm getting into, and then it helps me manage those trades. So right now, or in a moment, yeah, we're looking at Telegram. So and again, I'm just making the assumption that maybe, and it could be wrong, and correct me if I'm wrong, somebody jump out at me if I'm wrong, but you're taking your trades from the from this Telegram chat. So of course, you know, there's tons of trades. Let me just explain here what's going on here too, for new folks who don't know. These are all trades. The large percentage of these trades are from, somebody's getting on. Let me make sure they get muted. Hear the background.
I would do that. Hi, how are you?
Good. Could you mute your phone, please? Thank you. Okay, so okay, so that's it. That's the assumption we're working from, that, you know, people are coming here and taking these trades. And what I was going to say, just to explain, if you're not aware, I'd say, I guess maybe 90% of these trades, if not more, come from the different educators on the IML platform, okay? And the educators on the IM platform, if you've heard me talk before, they are just incredible traders, incredible educators, and I would trade with any one of them, you know, hands down, any day of the week. When you're trading from the Telegram, what's going on is that, I guess, especially if you're new and you haven't spent time studying and really getting the foundation, you may not understand some of the trades that you get into in terms of, even though you might have the information to get into the trade, you may not have a solid enough foundation in order to manage the trade as you're moving forward into the trade, as the trade progresses in, you know, be it in the profit or otherwise. And so, my suggestion, first of all, is that don't take any trades from the Telegram that you do not understand. And then I guess the suggestion even before that is to develop an understanding. You have to spend some time in the academy. You have to spend some time with those foundational videos. You have to spend time in the Manny Q Bootcamp or one of the other educators that can help you establish some understanding of basics, so that when a trade is called, that you are able to, again, not just rely on the trade idea in and of itself, and then kind of getting caught out there and you see other people celebrating and their wins, and then you're scratching your head, well, what did I do wrong? You didn't do anything wrong. But and again, I'm not about what I'm about to say. I say with all, you know, love and respect, but you just don't know enough. So you got to put yourself in position to be able to know enough to be able to manage the trades and have an understanding of what you're looking at. Some of these trade ideas in the beginning, and I know, you know, these suggestions are given time and time again, but when you see the indices out here, and I would include gold in that too, if your account isn't sufficient, if your account isn't, you know, isn't at around $1,500 or more, it's suggested that you do not enter those trades, and that would include those. Please, if you, whoever might not just join, please mute your phone. Just check and make sure you're muted. That includes like US 30, SPS 500. Of course, gold. What's the other one I'm trying to think of? Oh, NAS 100. Yeah. So, and also Bitcoin. So again, understand that those indices and digital currency or that digital currency anyway, Bitcoin is very, very volatile, and it has the opportunity to swing one way or the other very, very quickly. And again, if you're not prepared, if you're not experienced, it can cause you some unnecessary risk with your account. So enough said there. But let's just say, for instance, a trade is called. Let's say, so what do you do? Here's how I'm gonna suggest this. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of looking for whoever it is that might have their phone unmuted. I can't find anybody, but if you guys could police yourself and just kind of check and make sure your phone is muted, we greatly would appreciate it. Okay, maybe I got it. Okay, so okay, you got it, kind of got the point. So again, trade ideas come in here. Let me grab the first one I see here. I'm not going to use gold. Maybe I get up here to this USD. Okay, we'll take this USD CAD on the 1 hour. All right. Oh, that's where we at. I'm on that trade. Okay, USD CAD. It was a buy limit entry price. I need my settings, so I'm gonna grab it again. So who does not know, well, if you do not use, or if you don't know how to use TradingView, again, that is a tool that will help you and guide you in the management of your trades. Because again, when trades are called, you need to go to the charts. I mean, time permitting, I know many of us are trading during the course of the day, and you know, we got jobs, but again, time permitting, you need to find a way to take a look at the charts to kind of see what's going on for yourself. And again, the extent that you understand what you see is going to be, you know, a direct correlation to how much studying you are doing, how much time you are spending with your mentors. And I'm gonna say this again, the more time you spend with your mentors, the less the fewer trades that you should be taking from the Telegram. The Telegram, again, my opinion, is here primarily, I know there's exceptions to this, but primarily for people who are, one, just super busy. And I get it. Everybody doesn't want to learn how to trade. And that's okay. If you don't want to learn how to trade, you just want to take trade ideas, fine. The Destination Millionaire or something like, or purchasing one of the products is right up your alley. And again, you can get trade ideas all day long. And again, it's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But if you do want to learn how to trade, you should be taking, over time, you should be taking fewer trades from Destination Millionaires and taking more trades from your trading sessions as you're working with your specific mentors and developing or learning a specific style of trading. So anyways, let's just take, this is, and I guess this trade idea, and just give you an example, this trade idea that we're talking about is this USD CAD? Yeah, this trade idea, this is, I guess, a head and shoulders pattern and such. And I guess it probably comes from the Head and Shoulders guy, Oren Wright, or his platform. And again, I don't know Head and Shoulders. I don't follow Oren Wright. I mean, I can recognize it in a chart, but again, it's not one of the patterns that I specifically look for to trade off of. So again, everybody's going to have their own style. But anyway, so let's just move forward with this. So TradingView, or you can use, well, let me just stick to TradingView. TradingView, what you see now is my screen on my desktop. You can download the TradingView app. It's free, and it will show you the same thing. You can set alerts and all this other kind of stuff. So it's a really wonderful tool to be able to help you manage your trades, understand where you are. And keep in mind, even when the trades are called, you know, the educators, they make mistakes too. You know, they overlook things. And that's why, again, you, me, everybody, we have to get trained up so that, again, we can check, we can look at these and say, well, you know what, something doesn't line up here, or I see something that they may not have seen that might make you decide, you know, maybe to pass on a particular trade. But let's just look at this movie, USD CAD. So I go open TradingView and I just type in the pair that I'm looking for, and I hit my enter button, and it's going to bring up what you'll see in a moment, the USD CAD Forex chart. I select full featured chart, and I want to come up with the chart will load. Okay, so I'm just going to take everything off the chart. Okay, so let's say we are looking at, and here's something else. Again, this is just what I do. I come to the chart. There's a bunch of tools here in TradingView, and one of them is a text, T for text. I just come over here, and now I can type. I always type exactly what is. This is buy limit. And especially when you have a buy limit, sell limit, any of the pending trades, you have a few minutes. You don't, it's not like the market executions where you have to jump right in. So it gives you time to be able to take a look at the particular. Let's see, can I maybe just copy this? It doesn't, well, might get lucky here. Copy selected text. Yeah, and so now I'll just drop it in the text box on the screen. So I have everything right in front of me. There we go. That's straight from Telegram. So now I got everything that I need right in front of me on the chart. Let me just make it a little bigger. All right. So now the next thing I'm going to do, once I'm on the chart, I'm going to just, using the tools that are here. And again, I just grab some straight lines. Okay, I'm going to grab this. I use a horizontal ray, and you can use any colors you like. I use green for take profit. You know, money for green. So I'll put the coordinates in, and I just select this little gear right here. That'll give me a chance to put the coordinates in for my take profit, and it's right there in front of me, and that's 1.35269, right? That's my take profit, and then I can shortcut for just, you know, I do Control copy, Control V. It gives me another line. It's just a copy and paste, and then I change the color. I always use blue for my entry, and again, you use what colors work for you, because nothing magic about the colors. And I'm an entry. My entry price again is given to me at 135.029. I'm gonna put that on my chart. All right, and then my stop loss. Again, I just take another copy V, And I'll change the stop. I use red for stop, you know, whatever works for you. Like I said, nothing magical about the colors. You can use any color you want. Stop loss 1.34529. Okay, so I've got everything in my chart that I need to kind of make some decisions. And let me back up first. Let me back way back up, because see, even before you do this, or even before, I'm gonna bring this over to. And see, this is where, again, I can't get away from just saying too many times why you have to study, why you have to get a mentor, because one of the benefits also of getting a mentor, you're going to establish trading rules for yourself. You're going to start to develop a real deep understanding of the importance of risk management. You're going to start, again, limiting the types of trades that you're going to take just based on certain criteria. So for instance, and I'm not saying anything is wrong with this trade, but let's just analyze it a minute. So as I look at this, and I'm gonna make it even plainer. Let's do this. Make it even plainer for, that's my entry. Let's make that a little smaller, but not too small so we can't see. But we make that entry is my blue line, right? I'm gonna clone it and then just edit it. I'm just double clicking when I edit. So I got my take profit. It's the green, just so we always want to make sure everything is as clear as possible. And then I'm gonna clone that, edit, and I'm just double clicking the edit, and then that's gonna be my stop loss. All right, stop loss is down here. So hopefully everybody can follow along. So the idea with this particular trade, and again, head and shoulders, all that kind of stuff aside, but the idea with this particular trade is that we get in here and we profit here, and of course, you know, stop loss here. Now we got to go back. If I'm gonna make this a real example, let's find out about what time this came out at 7:40 a.m. So let's go down to the hour chart, for example. What's the date? 26. 7:40 a.m. Wait a minute. That's 7. Let's go down to the 30-minute chart. I should have put a horizontal line there, but we can still find it. All right, so that's 7:30. Yeesh. What happened with this trade? Anybody know? Let's see something. I'm cheating on it. Oh, it must look like, I guess it looked like it did go to profit. I don't see it. But anyways, did I put this in right? This don't look like. Oh, what day am I on? Maybe I'm on the wrong day. Hang on, guys, because this doesn't look like, let me check, verify the day. Oh, my bad. Yeah. This happened back in this area, June 24th. Okay. All right, we can still use it. But I was looking down here, I'm like, nowhere near did it come to profit. Okay. So let's go back. This is the 24th at 7. 8:30, 7:30. Yeah, it still don't look right. It had to be in here somewhere. Yeah, it had to be in here somewhere. Okay, let's use this area here, because this is where, if it went to profit, it had to go to profit in this area. So let me just map out, let me just do a little, just again, just using this stuff for visual, okay? Let's go back up so we can see everything. All right, so this is the time frame that we're looking at that this trade was called, okay? And again, the idea was that, and grab my arrow again. The idea was that we would get in here, okay? And the trade went up here and it did hit the take profit. So let's do this. Let's just say that, let me take this off. Let's just say the trade did this. All right, let's just say, for instance, let's just say we got in the trade here, all right? Right at this price. Price is here, All right, we get in the trade here. All right, let's just say we get in the trade here. And again, I'm just going to run the replay. And again, and price, I think, did I see it right? Okay, well, shucks, I guess in this instance, price just went right into profit. I was looking for an instance where price may have come down into before it hit take profit, but in this instance it didn't. But let me just, I guess, get to the larger point, is that just trying to manage those situations where the trade goes negative before it goes positive, and understanding that again, it takes more than trust. And again, when you first start with this process, yeah, we're trusting the trade ideas that they're gonna do what they're supposed to do, but clearly they don't always do that. And when they don't, a couple of things will happen. You have to have the ability to kind of look at these trades, and sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. Sometimes, you know, it happens, what's going to happen happens so fast, there's nothing you can do about it. But there's other times, again, if you understand the markets, if you understand support and resistance, if you understand points of interest, if you understand areas of rebalance, if you understand things like what else was I going to say? Oh, search and destroy. In other words, like, you know, areas of liquidity that exist in the market. When you understand those things, it helps you kind of guide through those situations in the market where price may, you know, again, may start at one place, but again, will travel in an undesired direction before it turns in the direction of, you know, of your desired profit. And some of it is just patience, you know, some of it is just patience. And like I said, you know, these educators, they're very, very, very deliberate and very, very skilled at developing these trade ideas. So they know what they're doing, but, you know, when we're new traders, we don't know what they're doing a lot of times. And I guess that seems to be my larger point, in that, you know, just encouraging people to learn what they're doing and understand how trade ideas are developed, finding a single voice that you can develop that understanding with, and then being able to develop your own way forward with that understanding of a specific trading style. And not that you can't learn multiple trading styles, because there's certainly some advantage to that as well. But I think you kind of get what I'm saying. So that particular example didn't work out exactly like I wanted to, but hopefully, you know, you're still able to kind of get my point in that, you know, what happens between the trade, starting in one place, going negative, and then, you know, turning around and going in the direction that we want to go. So the other thing I kind of just wanted to say about, you know, managing trades is that when the trade goes into profit, okay, what do you do? Because I've heard educators say, once it goes blue, it's on you. And what that means is that, you know, and I guess it's like a tongue-in-cheek kind of way of saying, once the trade goes into profit, so for instance, again, this blue line represents our entry, the green line is take profit. So once the price moves above our entry and starts moving into profit, you know, again, there's nothing to say that this price couldn't, you know, go right up, you know, 1 pip from the from take profit and then plummet in the other direction. So the point, or that message, once it's in blue, it's on you, is to understand, okay, I have to be able to watch this if I can. Again, I understand everybody just can't watch the chart, but, you know, again, making rules for yourself to say, for instance, to be able to say for yourself, for instance, okay, I'm gonna get out of this trade of I don't know. Well, this was a real tight. That's what other thing. This trade. This was a 23, 24 pip move. So, you know, again, depending on what your rules are for yourself, you might, you know, some people might get out of this in 5 pips. Some people might get out of this in 10 pips. Some people might, again, just ride it out till, you know, till it reaches this determined. I'm sorry, the predetermined, the take profit that's determined for that particular path. You have to decide that for yourself, and you have to decide that rule for yourself. But because none of this is guaranteed, my rule for myself is I pay myself. Now, on a 25 pip move, what I'm about to share, I guess, gets a little bit, it's not difficult, but And I know we talked about this before, but it's basically learning how and when to move your stop loss into profit. So let's move this for a second. So we'll just stay with this example. And I guess the moves I get in are a little bit bigger than this, a little bit bigger than this. So, but what I'm about to say still applies. So for instance, just as an example, so you get in the trade here on this blue line, and then it goes up, I don't know, you get 10 pips in profit, okay? You have to protect that. You always have to protect your bag. So what do? Well, one of the things you can do is move your stop loss, and I'm just moving it visually. You move it either manually in your MT4, or you move it, you can trail it using the MT4 desktop app, or you can manually move it on your MT4. But just for this visualization, I'm just moving this for, just demonstration purposes. You move your stop loss from the original location, you move it, you either move it to break even or a little bit in profit. I always try to move mine a little bit in profit to cover any spread. So if price does turn around, it'll take me out, and then cover the spread. And again, it's a true break even. But, worst scenario, you just set your stop loss at your entry. And then if price does turn around on you, again, you come out of the trade just breaking even. And again, it's not always about being right, but it is about being profitable. So, and I know the argument to that, the other side of that is, well, you hear people say you have to give your trade room to breathe. Yeah, you do. So again, it's one of those areas, especially on these shorter moves. But I tell you, at the end of the day, I still rather break even than lose money. Okay, every day, any trade, I still rather. And so, again, these are just habits that I've developed and use them pretty effectively, whereby, like I said, once the trade goes into profit, once it's in blue, it's on you. So don't, again, and this is something else I just kind of get, I'm just passing on, I'm saying any of you guys on the call do this, but, people will complain to me, and they'll say, well, it went, like I said, like I started out saying, it went one way and it went the other. Well, you know what? If it went into profit and you didn't protect the profit, that's your fault. You have to take that responsibility as a trader that, again, none of this is guaranteed. Not one penny is guaranteed to me in this market. And so that's how I look at it. So every penny I get, I'm gonna protect and try to walk away with it, because none of it's guaranteed. So again, I would rather, and this is what I'm suggesting in terms of managing your trades, when trades go into profit, you move your stop loss either to break even or a little bit in profit. Now again, just for this example, like I said, it works in any scenario. Like I said, this is a 25 pip profit, take profit, and it looks like it moved pretty quickly. Well, each of these, let's make it bigger. So over the course of 1, 2, 3 hours, it looks like it moved into profit. Okay, so again, I'm moving my stop loss for every increment, and again, you'll decide what increments. So if I go up another 10 pips in profit, my first time on the 25 pip move, so it's it goes 10 pips in profit, so I move my stop loss to break even. So now it goes 15, 17 pips in profit. So I'm gonna inch my stop loss up just, again, maybe 3 to 5 pips in profit. And it reaches 20 pips or so, I'm gonna probably then move my stop maybe about 10 pips in profit or so, and then just leave it alone. And so again, worst come to worst, that price turns around, I've still come out of this trade with something, and wouldn't have allowed it to run back into the negative, and then wondering if price is going to give me another opportunity to the upside. And the other thing is, for instance, and this is again where it goes back to what I was saying earlier, that again, you have to study, because if price does turn around and go back into the negative, here's one thing that really, and I'm not accusing anybody, but I've heard it in the past where price will go into negative and then turn around, and then, it's like, well, I knew it would turn around. I don't know if any of you all have ever heard that, but I hate to hear that, because it's like, it's like we're wishing for price to turn around. And again, you should, again, develop And you can, in this academy, develop the skill set to really look at the market and know where the targets are in the market, know where the magnets are in the market, know where the imbalances are in the market. So if price does turn around, you're looking now at, okay, well, where is price likely to go? Is it likely, are the targets, is it, well, one, was it a change in a trend change, did that take place? If not, are my targets still valid targets? So, you know, so sometimes there's never a reason to panic because it's only money. And then the other thing is, again, we should be educated enough so that, or get educated enough so we, as we're looking at the market, we're analyzing that turnaround, well, where is price likely to go? And based on where price might be likely to go, then I have to adjust as a trader. And when I say adjust as a trader, again, sometimes you have to get out, you have to accept your loss and understand, okay, well, price moved down into this area. This might represent another area for me to get in, or a better area for me to get in and ride it back up. So right now, and again, this, I'm just telling you what I've learned is that I can get my money. So, getting a loss is nothing. And I'm not discounting my money. I'm not trying to say, trying to throw away my money, but what I've been able to learn how to do is that when the price does run against me, I can make a determination pretty much where it's going, and then what my next move is based on where I think it's going. Now, again, if I see something like just a clear drop off where price is just going to run into the forever land somewhere down here, it's time for me to, accept my loss like a boss. I'm quoting Manny Q, accept your loss like a boss, and then just, get myself in position for another trade. But we can see, back to my initial example, this trade did run in the direction that we wanted. It went past take profit. But my point is, again, managing the trade once it's underway. You should not lose any money and like I said, if you don't know how to manually adjust your stop loss, get with somebody so that they can show you how to manually adjust your stop loss in your MT4 on your phone, or how you can do trailing stops on the MT4 app, the desktop versions. That's another, just an automated way to make sure that any profits that you get are basically kind of guaranteed. Now, the other thing I want to talk about, I touched on this maybe last week or the week before last. So in addition to moving my stops into profit, the other thing that I do to kind of just, I hate to use words like guarantees, but those kind of guarantee that I get paid, is I've learned how to take partials. Okay, so let me write this down. All right, so, and excuse me if managing your trade. All right, so and we said that, of course, you want to move stop loss and you got to get so that you're not waiting for the person who called the trade signal to tell you this. And this is why, I guess little supplemental sessions like this should be helpful, hopefully are helpful, to just kind of plant these little seeds, because some of the people who put trade ideas, some of them are a little better with helping us manage trades than others. But whose responsibility is it? It's ours. It's our responsibility as traders to manage this. So again, you move your stop loss to break even, I'll say, or into profit. That's one thing. Number two, take partials, take partial profit. And it's a little, I can't really show you because we don't have, well, actually I can try. So take partial profit. So let me make that a little bigger. And in conjunction with taking partial profit, you'd also move your stop into you're gonna move your stop loss into at break even, or I should also move SL into profit, we'll call it. Now, if you're not familiar with the term taking partial, what that means basically is that you just take, I gotta move this to really have it make sense for me anyways. So, and again, this is we went from a real scenario to I have to create a little bit of imaginary scenario just so we can see just a little longer range of a trade. Okay, so now instead of that, we're just looking at a bigger move at this point. Okay, imagining a bigger move. So trade gets up into this area, and we want to take profit, but we don't want to, because like I said, you have a choice to get out of the trade at any time. So if and I have to use the example how I trade. So if I'm in a 100 pip, if I'm looking for a 100 pip take profit, then I'm gonna start taking profits at, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna start moving my stop loss into break even and into profit. Then I'm gonna start taking partials, probably about, I don't know, 25, 30 pips. I might take partials. And again, depending on my, well, no, not depending on my lot size, but let's just, because I want to keep it simple. I'm gonna start taking partials. And what that means is basically, but I don't want to get out of the trade. So I want to stay in the trade, but I want to start paying myself along the way. That's what that means when we're talking about taking a partial profit. Let's go. Let me flip over here just for a second. I think I can maybe get a better example. Maybe not there. Let's see. Okay. All right. Okay. So here we go. Let's use this real quick. So if I'm buying, and this is, so I'm in this trade, okay, and let's just say I got in here. We'll put the arrow on this side. Okay, so I get in here on this candle, okay? That little candle is where I get in on, all right? And then so now, and my target is up here. Let's change that blue line to a green line, and that's my target, all right? So I'm looking at, get my measurement tool. Okay, so that's about 60 pips. Okay, 60 pips from my original target. Okay, decent take profit, take profit one, right, in this area here. Okay, so as I am moving, as I see the price moving in the direction that I wanted to move into, again, this is where I start. Let me get rid of that. This is where I start identifying areas that I'm going to take partials. And so if I'm in the trade, let's just use if I'm in the trade at, let's just say, I'm gonna use round numbers just so they're easier for me to keep up. So let's just say I'm in the trade at 0.10, all right? That's my original lot size. Okay, and then the trade moves 20 pips in profit, and keep in mind my take profit, let's just say my target is 60 pips in this example. All right, so that's kind of like the scenario. I'm at a 0.10 lot size, and so and I said we're at 20 pips. We started here, so okay, 22, that's about 20, let's say 20 pips. Just gonna leave it there. So that's close enough, just for the sake of example. That's 15, let's move it up a little bit. Just kind of try to be precise as possible. But I don't want to spend too much time just trying to be over precise. So, okay, that's like 19.9, that's 20 pips. So, okay. So what I'm basically saying is that when I'm gonna do two things. Let's just bring this red line. This is it's called this stop loss. So I got in on this wick, and this is a whole nother session, but my stop loss would be no more than about here. So yeah, it's about a 5 pip stop loss. So it wicks here, it takes me up. Now I'm 20 pips in profit. what I want to do, I'm already starting with only a 5 pip stop loss. So I'm gonna move my stop loss into right at break even. 20 pips in profit at this point. So I want to start paying myself. So what I'll do is I will go to my MetaTrader 4 and I will close. I'll select on my MetaTrader 4, I'll select the pair that's active. I'll press and hold it. Well, I'm sorry, press and release it. And it's going to give me the options to modify, new, modify, and close, and then 2 other options. But I'm gonna select close trade, but I'm not gonna close the trade. What I'm gonna do at that point is I'm just going to adjust my lot size. I'm gonna try to show you real quick, and I know that I'm gonna switch over to my phone, and we'll just get in Bitcoin real quick as an example. But I'm gonna change my lot size. I'm gonna reduce my lot size from what we said, 0.10 to 0.05 as an example. So I don't want to close the trade altogether, but I want to start paying myself. And the net effect of that is that, again, I won't close the trade. I just reduce my my position in the trade. So I take profit here. I'll take a partial profit. I'm taking my partial at, like I said, 20 pips. I paid myself, okay? I paid myself right here, and then I stay in the trade because, again, it's, you know, everything is indicated the trade's still gonna go in my direction. And let's just say I get up here at say around 40 pips. Let's just, again, just imaginary. Let's just say we get up around here. Let's just say that's 40 pips. I might want to pay myself again. So I'll do the same thing. So I'll change the, so I'll take another partial. Let's say partial, we'll call it just partial number 2. And I'll change, again, I'll do the same thing. And I'm going to change my lot size from 0.05 to, as an example, maybe 0.03 as an example. All right. So now, again, I've paid myself again. What did I just do? Like I said, I paid myself here, and then I paid myself. Whoops. Just trying to grab it. And then I paid myself again here. So I'm winning and winning, okay? And the whole idea, like I said, it's not about being right. It's about being profitable. So whatever happens in the trade, whatever happens with price at this point, I mean, I care, but I really don't care because I've paid myself here, I've paid myself here. And then, like I said, the worst thing that could happen is that price comes all the way back. Let's say, as an example, the worst thing could happen, price come all the way back here to my entry, and guess what? It just breaks me even, but I've already paid myself on these 2 stops. So learning this, how to take partials and when to take partials, really was one of the really big game changers for me in terms of, again, consistent profits and mitigating, almost eliminating losses on a daily basis. I still hit, you know, still get in trades, go to stop loss. I'm not saying that, but like I said, it's like I'm hedging myself. I'm protecting my profits at different intervals. Now, whatever intervals work for you, that's what I said earlier on, that each of us have to set rules for ourselves, or at least take some guidance from those educators about, you know, how they do it, and then just do what they do. I didn't learn this on my own. I learned it from those that, you know, from the educators. You know, I just learned how to do it from the educators. And, you know, now I'm just trying to pass it on to whoever is on the call and doesn't already know. So let's do this real quick. I'm gonna see if, because of course the market is closed. It closed today at 5 p.m. And but you know, Bitcoin digital currency is still active. And I'm just gonna see if I can just do a live example in the MetaTrader 4. So I'm going to share from my phone for a second. Bear with me. Oh, sorry. I gotta allow myself to share. Okay, actually, let me take sharing off for 1 second. Let me make sure. Stop share for 1 second, y'all. Okay, let me just get set up over here on my phone. Okay. Okay, so now we're looking at Bitcoin. And of course, like I said, you know, we know Bitcoin is, we can trade Bitcoin this weekend. So now, of course, let's just, I'll use the example that I just used. We use like, you know, 0.10. Whoops, I'm sorry, fingers too, moving too fast. 0.10, okay, lot size. And again, I don't have a stop loss. I don't have a take profit. It's just a, you know, just an off the cuff example. And let me see something. Let me see what Bitcoin is doing. Give me a chance to get into profit. I want to see, hopefully get into profit real quick. It probably won't happen for me, but let's just see what we can do here. BTC USD. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna show you the trading view on your phone too, real quick. And like I said, you can set alerts and all this other kind of stuff. Okay. All right. So price now, Bitcoin is at 91.35. It looks like it's kind of downtrending right now. Let's just take a chance and try to sell it. And let's just, and that's, I don't trade Bitcoin. The spreads are too big for me. Like you see here, we start out $20 in the hole. That to me is kind of ridiculous. But okay, I'll get at it in a second. Maybe we can come back to that. But well, we'll just see what it does. Let's go to trading view. All right, this is the phone app for trading view. It has all the same features and functions as the desktop app. And like I said, you can. What I really like about it is that it syncs up with. Well, if you don't use a desktop or a tablet or something, or if you do use a desktop or a tablet and you set any sort of alerts there, they also show up on your phone, which is really neat. So everything that you do is synced up, you know, and they have free accounts. If you're not aware, they have free accounts and pro accounts. So you just come in here and you can select a pair. This is a list, I guess, of recently. Well, I actually didn't mean to do that. But you can use the same, hold on. What are we looking at? Actually, you know what? Let's do that. So hit the plus, and I'm gonna say BTC USD. That's Bitcoin. Why is that in my way? Okay. It doesn't have me logged in. It should reflect the same colors. For some reason, this doesn't look like I'm logged in. But you see what I guess trying to demonstrate here is that, of course, you know, this is the same chart. So and actually, you know what? We were looking at USD CAD. Well, any of it, it doesn't matter. But anyways, you have the same. You can use the same lines that I use. I use a horizontal array, and you can put. Let me see, horizontal array. And you can put that in there. Let's see. course, it's not working. I'm trying to show it off and it's not working for me. But you can play around with it and learn how to use it. But I use this all the time. It's extremely helpful to kind of just, keep me informed about the status on my trades where, and making decisions about, because it's all about making decisions and adjusting in this game. And like I said, me, we're responsible after we hit buy or sell. And if we can get help from the educator, the person that put the trade idea out, that's helpful, but we can't always. And I mean, they do a great job between the information they put out in Pip Talk. But say, for instance, if you're taking that head and shoulders trade and you're not a student of Oren Wright, chances are, unless the administrator on the Destination Millionaire takes the time to pass on any updates that may come out through Pip Talk or come out through whatever private channels that they have for their students, it's a chance that you may not get an update or a status on a particular trade. So again, it just kind of goes full circle to what I was saying in the beginning, that really this thing works best when you get an educator, when you get a mentor, and you follow that mentor and learn from that mentor. So that's the Trading View. You can just go to your app store and get it. It doesn't look like much has changed over here. Yeah, okay, but let's just do it. Let's just do it. Okay, so here I press and release, and like I was saying, you select close order, and then basically you can adjust your lot size. So if we were in profit and I wanted to close out right now, I would just, like you saw me just do, change the lot size from 0.1 to 0.5, and then it would say close with profit as opposed to close with loss. And of course, it works both ways. If you want to, if you're in over your skis a little bit, and but you have some idea that the trade is going to go in your favor, but because you're over leveraged a bit, you need to really mitigate your loss. You can come in here and do just what you see here. You can close with a partial loss and stay in the trade. So it works both ways. So you just select close with loss or close with profit, and I'll do it here. And then you'll see order is closed, but I'm still in the order, but you see now I'm in at 0.05. And it's reduced my exposure. I did already suffer the difference between where I was at, but I'm no longer losing at the same, based on the same lot percentage as I am now. So this could be the difference between me staying in the trade and getting out of the trade. So again, those just little tools that are in your tool bag. So anyways, hope all that or some of that or one piece of that makes sense. Sorry if it didn't. I can certainly be reached, and if somebody cares for some additional information on that, feel free to reach out. Let me just put my number up, and then I'm gonna sign out. I'm Gregory. Oh, and Rose and I do a new member. I think Rose is on the call. Hi, Rose. 2645. We do a new member session on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. You get new people into the business, direct them to that call, and we do our best to kind of help them get off to a good start, explaining things. And I'll put my IG up here. I can be reached. IG is I'm at Gregory Whitmire. WHITMYER. And then you can also get at me at Savvy Trader, SavvyTrader1.com. So it's a bunch of ways to get at me. Also on YouTube, you can find me on YouTube. Again, Savvy Trader, Savvy Trader 1. I think that's what it is. But anyway, there's a whole bunch of ways you can get at me. And it's been a pleasure. I appreciate you guys getting on the call. Oh yeah, I'm sharing that. Yeah, so I appreciate you guys getting on the call. Are there any questions before I get off of here? Anything in the chat? Nothing in the chat? Okay. All right. Well, hey, good night, everybody. Appreciate you getting on the call. You guys have a great weekend, and prepare to do what you can to get into a session Sunday night. Some of the real good sessions Sunday night include certainly the Forex chick, and it's a couple others, but go into Go Live and let's look for some of the Sunday night sessions. And what they do on Sunday night sessions is they do market forecast, and they start looking at the week ahead, and it's very, very helpful. Even if you don't, and there are trade ideas that are shared in those sessions too. And again, depending on your skill level, depending on your comfort level, you can take note of those and certainly act on a couple of those. But I really, really point it out so that you can, just really start listening to these men and women and start getting a feel for what they do, how they do, and put yourself in a position to be able to learn that and see how your bank account grows. But anyways, I'm out. Y'all have a great weekend. Good night.
All right, good night. Good night.